Hello, hello, and welcome, beautiful women of the world. Welcome to my show, Your Radiant Life After 55. It's a show for mature women who are not done living yet, who want more from life, and who are so important right now to bring us to be the doulas or the help the humanity rise into a higher consciousness, help humankind evolve into a higher and better humanity. So our Mother Earth can recover and we can live like we should live. Heaven on earth, right? I mean, this is really what has been promised, and this is what we can have. All right. But today, we talk about, well, one of the reasons why sometimes things don't change is because we cling to our habits. We cling to old habits, and that's detrimental to your development, but also to the possibility of things changing. But sometimes we are thrown into change, right, through a catastrophe. But you don't want this. You want to know how it feels to not be taken into your old habits against your knowing, because all of this happens subconsciously. So let me just ask you, have you noticed maybe that something is shifting deep within you? Have you noticed something like this lately? Maybe your sleep pattern no longer are the same, maybe even don't make sense to you. For example, one night you just have 4 hours of sleep, but you feel energized when you wake up. Another night, maybe full 8 hours of sleep, yet you feel drained. Why is that? The numbers on your sleep tracker, if you have one, don't add up anymore. Your body feels different. Your mind feels different. And it's not just you. It is happening on a global scale. We know things are shifting faster and faster than we have ever experienced or even can imagine. And I mean, this year we step into the powerful energy of the Chinese New Year, of the snake, the wood snake. What does the snake do? The snake sheds its old skin, not because it wants to, but because it must, to keep growing. What is your old skin? Are you ready to shed it? Don't get pushed into it that you must because of a catastrophe. But right now, whether we realize it or not, we are all in the process of shedding. Our bodies are purging outdated energies. Our DNA is recalibrating. The earth itself is shifting. And this can feel unsettling. And this is, I believe, why we feel this change in our sleeping patterns. And many times it doesn't make a lot of sense. I actually believe that sometimes I feel as if I have worked all through the night, even though my watch tells me I was asleep, but not in a deep sleep, but more in a in-between state. And I believe that our spirit guides, your higher self, your angels, or whoever you know is from the far off, the beautiful realm of unconditional love, perfect health, abundance, freedom, peace, joy, where everything is easy and flows easy. And we live in that part of existence as well. even though we are not consciously aware of it, because it happens in our higher conscious or subconscious or in a deep unconscious state. So these changes are absolutely taking place, and they may not always feel easy or graceful. One moment you feel light and free, and the next moment you feel exhausted for no clear reason, at least not a logical one. But instead of fighting it, what if what if we learn, you and I, because it happens to all of us, what if we could learn to lean into it? What if instead of frustration, we met these shifts with compassion, curiosity, and most of all, self-love? I am the coach where everything I teach and all of my programs are powered by heroic self-love, the heroic self-love blueprint and the power of love. Because here is the truth. You are evolving. You are not broken. You are not stuck. You are transitioning into a higher way of living, of thinking, and therefore of being. But shedding old patterns, old thoughts, and old energies can be uncomfortable and outright confusing. That's why I have created a powerful journey. It's a 28 days to freedom from old habits to help you navigate these shifts with clarity, with ease, and feeling empowered through that journey. This isn't just about breaking habits. It's about breaking free. Free? Free from what? From old conditioning. Free from outdated ways of living that no longer serve you. It's time to create space for who you are meant to become. And I know what feels staying with your habits feels comfortable because you have gotten used to it. And this is what your body knows. And your body is the lower energy parts of your body, and your primal brain is only interested in your survival. And obviously you are alive, so everything is fine, right? But your frontal lobe, your higher consciousness, is not satisfied with survival anymore, right? So we can take this 28-day journey together. So if you're feeling the call to step into something greater, I invite you to join me in this powerful 28-day journey. I want to start it in February, probably mid or the third, maybe the third week of February. I haven't decided yet, so stay tuned, okay? Because this is a chance to release, reset, and rise. Yes, breaking old habits, letting them go, loving them free, however you want to think about it. Here is the truth. Old habits will kill you sooner or later. Why do you think it is so essential to change or to let go of old habits? We update almost everything that means something to us, right? Like our phones, our computers, our electronic devices, everything, right? Those devices are actually our brains outside of our body. But this here we carry with us, and it's even more powerful than the most powerful computer, even today. We just have not turned everything on yet. We are only working with about 10% of our brain capacity. So can you imagine all of what is still available? But what happens if you don't upgrade your brain? If you don't change its familiar, deep ingrained pathways? You may feel uninspired, bored, or even dull. There comes a time when these old habits kind of pull you down. There are personalities who seem to need structure and sameness. In other words, they are hooked on their routines. And since nothing is all bad, a routine has many advantages besides saving time. And when I think of my husband, he is so organized in his routines. They never change. He knows exactly where he puts things. Everything is always the same, while I am a little more chaotic. But, they say there can be a system to chaos as well. Yeah. So it helps to be organized by placing certain items like your keys in the same location so that you can find them even in the dark. That's what my husband always say. I can find everything in the dark. I know exactly where it is. Yet the downside of a rigid routine is that any situation that differs from the routine becomes not only stressful, but can actually become outright upsetting. Can you see that there is a place for routine and rules, but that those routines and rules must also be broken so that something new can emerge? Something comes to mind. I was part of a 3-day workshop a couple of years ago. And the thing that I remember most is to make things as short as possible. So there was this exercise, so to speak, to visualize your entire life and you in it, and see what is it really in one sentence, only one sentence, and not a long one that takes up a paragraph. One sentence. What is it? Who are you? That's probably better said. Who are you in one sentence? You may have read it about me because it has become part of my marketing. So my one true sentence, that's what it's called. Your one true sentence is, that's my true sentence. I break rules. So I'm a rule breaker, right? The sentence, I break rules for justice, for freedom, for love, and to be true to myself. That kind of sums up who I am and how I have lived my life so far. It's interesting when you have to do that, just come up with one sentence. So that's mine. Maybe you think about yours. But anyway, we want to talk about breaking habits, old habits, ingrained habits that just dull you down and kill you, I started it, kill you sooner than later, because your brain is not energized and upgraded anymore, right? So if you do things the same all or most of the time, you will never really discover your hidden inner gifts, and you will not discover your incredible creativity. Your brain ages faster than you may realize. Yep, that's probably the most important lesson, why you need to upgrade your brain regularly, so that instead of atrophy, you get new cell growth, new synapses, new things are busy in your brain, right? Did you know that it is scientifically proven that your brain does not really age as long as you stimulate it with new challenges over and over? So you have younger people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who have issues with dementia, maybe even Alzheimer's, and we believe that when you get old, that's a natural thing, like maybe in your 70s or 80s. It is not. There are many, many people, and especially when you go into areas, not in the United States, but maybe in more rural, smaller countries where communities are together and they eat natural foods, and their whole circle of life is more engaged with life and each other. And they have no memory loss, right? So you may think that you can only challenge your brain so much, or you may say you run out of options and run out of ideas that may challenge your brain. That's not true. No worries, because it is not how challenging a new idea or activity matters the most, but that you introduce something new, just something different. And even the slightest variation will have a tremendous effect. For example, we use our hands in the way we use them. We write. If you write with your right hand, maybe you brush your teeth with your right hand, you comb your hair, you do things dominantly with your right hand. Why don't you switch it using your left hand? Yes, that feels uncomfortable at first, but I'm getting a little hot here. But it's interesting, right? So that will create millions and millions new synapses in your brain. And you may not know that over 95% of what you do already comes from old habits. Those are your subconscious mind is running these programs, right? That have been planted and cultivated in you from day one of your life, and some even before you were born. You already learned from the habits of your mother while you were still in her womb. Just let that sink in, right? Therefore, your habits are not your fault because you are barely even aware of them, right? But most of your habits stand in the way of change, positive change. When you want to change your behavior, whether it applies to your physical body, your mental capacity, or your emotions. But of course, every emotion is triggered by a thought, right? So the thought comes first. So maybe you watch your habits first, your physical body. What do you do? And then what are your thoughts? And then you understand the emotions you have. It is almost impossible to create long-term change when you don't, when you're not aware where your habits come from, right? And as we get older, it gets even harder to change anything. Why is that? Let me give you an example. When the forest, right? When you, anything new, a sapling, from a seed springs a young sapling that grows into a tree. But you can pull this up easily. But the older the tree becomes, the more difficult it is, right? The roots grow deeper and deeper and hold on to the soil. And that's how your brain works as well. The old habits become almost, they create the program in your brain, like grooving. They create the patterns and the grooves. When you walk a path over and over and over and over again, it becomes deeper and deeper. And so it is with, and it's more and more difficult to change it. All of a sudden, you're stuck in there. Or with the root system, you are so deeply rooted that you have to do it bit by bit, become aware of this, change, start easy, change something small first, and then go and become more courageous, so to speak. Another example would be the seasons. Nature is always changing. Yes, there may be this one tree, it's a fruit tree, but it also knows that it cannot just stay the same. It sheds, it sheds its leaves, and when winter comes, and it pulls back all of the energies into the root system, and then Spring comes and everything starts anew, new growth, and it's never the same. It's different. They have different fruits. And then when the fruits are ripe, what does the tree do? It doesn't hold on to its fruit, but it lets it go to prepare for a transformation. A tree lets go of its leaves and its fruit. It dares to be without anything and to be naked while trusting the wisdom of nature that it will create a new cycle. And it does. We see the same tree and even the same tree being created from the seed, but in reality, it is not the same. Nothing in nature is the same or stays the same. Everything is constantly changing, evolving, and bringing not only new growth, but new forms, new varieties. Everything is constantly changing. Not even the light is the same. Did you know that you never ever see the same light twice? When I heard that, I was dumbfounded. I said, what do you mean? Yeah, this light, and then I see it. Isn't that the same light? No. Did you know that you have never seen the same color even twice either? Interesting, right? How come? Science tells us that as our planet travels through our galaxy, new variations of light and color are created all the time that we really don't realize as new. We see them as the same because it's almost like when you are so used to seeing something where it is, you see it, even if it's not there. Or you see something the same, even in people. Nobody that comes to you from one moment to the other is the same. But you see them the same because you have a memory of them. And that memory just comes in and it comes into your belief system. So you believe it's the same, and it's not. I believe that new variations of everything that exists are the way to keep our universe intelligently evolving. And everything is evolving. And you know that we are in a timeline right now where since 2012, we are in a new world era that lasts for the next 25,000 years. So and we are also in a 2,000-year cycle of the age of Aquarius. So much changes. So back to what I wanted to offer you as a way to become more aware of even the small and seemingly insignificant things you may want to do differently that can create big results. Not only in your upgraded creativity, but also in your upgraded intelligence and overall health. Yes, your whole body benefits, not just your brain. So it takes about a moon cycle, and we women know this, right? We know about cycles and our own menstruation cycles and all of this. We are very sensitive to moon cycles, right? It takes a bit longer to grow into a mature new way of being. And it comes from that new awareness. And it comes from a better understanding of what you really want and what you are capable of. So, but it takes to change something, especially when you are getting a little bit older and you have created these habits. And if you want to change old habits that don't support you anymore, then it is good to have a little help with that. It's not easy to do, and it's definitely not easy to do alone. So, but it is so important. It really is. And I have created a way to make it really fun. It is fun. So let me tell you who this 28 days of freedom from old habit for. Well, maybe let me tell you who it is not for first. It is not for people or women who are afraid to try something new, obviously. It's not for people who know everything better and argue their point of view endlessly. It's not for those who are determined to prove to themselves that this won't work for them. Difficult to work with somebody like that, right? Yeah, don't like that. And it's not for complainers or those who won't commit to anything. And you need to commit to 28 days and my suggestions. So here is who this course is for. This course is for you if you want to become aware of your old habits and are willing to discover something new. This course is for you if you want to break the boredom of sameness and are ready to discover new experiences that will give you more choices and expand your creativity, and so that you can experience yourself in new ways. And if you aim to boost your brain by encouraging it to form billions of new pathways and reveal hidden abilities, then my upcoming course is for you. This course is for you if you want to have real fun while learning something new about yourself. Here is the delivery format of this course, 28 Days to Freedom from Old Habits. You will receive the instruction for each of the 28 days, each day, starting with day 1 of the 28 days. So how will this happen? You will receive a PDF file with instructions, as well as an audio file, even a video file. So you have the choice how you want to consume it. However you choose to consume this course makes no real difference. It depends on what you like the most, but it will not take more than 5 minutes of your day. Can you do that? 5 minutes, that's all. So the exercises will start quickly and they are easily done and are built in a very thoughtful way. I believe so, and proven so, because it's not the first time I teach this, over the span of 28 days. The theme in the course are divided into 4 segments. There are 4 themes or 4 segments. In week 1, it will take place in your bathroom. Week 2 in your kitchen. Week 3 primarily outside of your home, but in your daily environment. And week 4 mostly mental and awareness exercises. The time you need to commit to each day is less than 15 minutes. And if you cannot commit to 15 minutes in small chunks during the day, the results will only be so-so. You will receive your instructions in the event, you you miss something or you're not ready yet. I mean, it is great to just get ready for it and then just do it one day after the next. And it will be really fun, and it will be very inspiring. And you will learn things about yourself that you haven't known before. So at the end of the course, you will know and have experienced to a degree that everything is possible. You will be free to make new choices that will make you happier, healthier, and more satisfying. Are you ready to start your new adventure of discovering a new you? I ask that you take the course if you want and follow my suggestion and journal your experiences to increase your awareness and your personal success. And at the end of the course, I want you to share your experience and what this course did for you, because I will be offering it this new year for the fraction of a price that I used to teach it. So, yes, please be prepared to write a sentence or two or a short paragraph about how taking this course impacted certain aspects of your life. That's my only request. So I'm excited to do this course together with you. No preparation is needed, and there's nothing to purchase or arrange for the, until we start. But there is something that I will offer a certain, special price for a limited time. So you know this, right? That's how it works. I will let you know in advance. I will let you 2 weeks before I start the course, when it starts. So you can get already prepared in your mind, but then I'll let you know when it starts, and it will be about 2 weeks before it actually does. So the only item I want you to get as soon as possible, if you don't have it yet, is a journal that you dedicate to this course. You will spend, as I said before, about 5 minutes each evening writing in it. Maybe more, that's up to you. But I really tested it and we did it together, and it's about 15 minutes that this whole thing um, will take. And the instructions will only take about 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to read. And then whatever you do in the beginning, it's shorter, and then it gets a little more involved, but it's never more than 15 minutes. All right. This is it for today. All of my love to you. And I am so excited because this is a new era. This is a new time that we are leaning into, that we are moving into. And now is the time to ready yourself for shift and change. Just imagine something happens and you are not prepared. I want you to not only know yourself better, but I want you to be prepared that if something happens that totally throws your life a little bit upside down, that you are not panicking, that you know that changes are, you know what you do with it. Your creativity will tell you what you do with it. Okay? It's all going to be for the better. So this is everything I have for you today. I am going to leave you now with, please message me, uh, write to me. All of my email and my WhatsApp and everything is under the um, this production, this section and of today. And yes, let's do this together. I love you. You are precious and you are safe and you are more capable than you can even imagine. Bye bye for now. See you next Saturday.